Well, actually, we can talk about it when we start. You know more about it than I do. Pardon?
Yeah, it was pouring at my house when I left. I went, here we go again. But then it came up the hill, bone dry.
The lightning hit my house. What's it hit? It hit someone close. Just off the subject, I wanted to get into that. That don't need a whole lot of.
No, just here and there. He just did an estimate, that's it. But he just said he needed, some here and there.
But it's not, that's just not two.
Before plowing.
How many truckloads do you think? 2 or 3?
Look it up there.
I looked there, yes, it's a couple days ago after that heavy rain.
Right, he said he needs it before he plowed.
I wouldn't put nothing more than 1 inch. 3/4 of 1 inch on it. It has to be, I would say crushed.
Yeah.
Not breaking, not screwed, but crushed.
He's gonna crush.
We're on the same page. We pretty much know what we need. So because we don't have a chair, who calls the meeting to order? Throw a coin, flip a coin.
So I was looking through the ordinance, trying to figure that out. So there isn't, it seems like there's no voting, there's no per se chair or whatever.
There is no chair?
I think if you guys agree to start the meeting,
But then we have to elect the chair.
yeah.
Wow, we only got 2 people.
Well, that's it.
Well, wait a minute. Because,
Two people are a quorum, but.
Is Ben coming?
no, these 2 people could help, right? Because if Ben.
No.
Yeah, but
well,
they can't be a part of the.
You can't be part of this.
We can help, but we can't vote.
So you want to be the chair?
I don't care. Yeah.
I'll work with you, you know I will.
Is this sound right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we've been working together for,
I just want to do it right.
so do I. But I have ideas, and we do have people that'll help us, so just have a little bit of faith. Have faith in me. I know that's hard to do.
Is that fly? Okay, I guess we can call a meeting to order.
You left one window open in your car.
I did?
Yeah.
We all do. We all do.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what your name is.
Mine,
Yeah.
Richard Boyce.
Boyce.
Boyce, B-Y-S.
Something I keep forgetting to do. Meetings, attendance, correct spelling. We'll get used to it eventually, though. Or I'll get fired. That's a good option. For me.
Well, if you want, like I told you, if you want her to do the minutes, because when you did the minutes, you actually just verbatim the whole gamut. You gotta kind of bring it
Yeah,
up.
some of it brings like the one I'm just doing now, we're talking about road complaints, we're getting confused between ourselves exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
And I'm thinking we're gonna have to try to either assign someone to firstly look into it and get the details.
I think when you record a meeting, to take minutes, it is every word. I don't, because
You have to do
You
it.
actually technically only have to record votes. You don't
Right.
actually have to record
Really?
that stuff.
I
But
think
if
it's pertinent at this time.
No, not even if it's not recorded. You literally, through MMA, it states you have to record the voting and then you just summarize the discussions.
Well, then the most important thing to do is if he does every single word on that thing is get it out in an email so we don't spend a half hour, well, it's the whole meeting. So we don't double our meeting. So if you get it out in the email prior, you can still have
I
that
think he
done.
tried to, but I had left the office or
You're right.
I didn't work that day or something.
Right.
I don't know. So try to get it out in an email. and
Yeah, I got it.
We won't fire
And based on what Diane just said, obviously I'm an overachiever, but I think it's necessary.
you. No, it's fine, as long as we don't have to do a whole meeting on top of a meeting. Thank you. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Since you're a selectman, you can open the meeting.
Okay, call the meeting to order. 6:30.
6:32.
Get to use a chair or what?
Yep, we're gonna have to elect the chair. You wanna flip a coin? I don't have a coin. Anybody got a coin?
I go.
All right, that's probably the fairest way to do it.
That's Elsman.
Heads or tails?
Heads. Wherever it
Catch
lands.
it. Shouldn't have glasses on.
I probably can.
All right, rock, paper, scissors, forget about it. Oh, there you go.
It's heads.
I think you still have to go through the nomination process and vote though.
All right, but we already know who's gonna win.
So we do that, just two of us.
So how do you wanna do that for two people?
Someone has to nominate the chair.
All right, we have to nominate it because they got heads.
Do it and catch it.
Want me to do it over again?
So just, if she wants to do the nomination.
Tails.
Yeah, go ahead, you did heads first time, so.
This is funny.
So are you nominating him?
Yeah.
Any other nominations?
Seeing a note.
Vote for Al as chair?
I vote for myself.
Go.
2.
Okay. Do you have an agenda?
Yep. So new business, we need to make a motion to talk about Pratt Hill Road.
No, you don't need to make a motion to talk about it.
Okay.
You want to hear my side?
Yep, you go first.
Okay, everybody seems to think that, not everybody, but Ben and I seem to think that it's too late to season all of this to come down and to do it right. It'll be hard to get a paving crew in here to do everything. It's gonna take at least 2 weeks before we can even get it out in the paper.
I agree with that, but what I'm seeing and
He said he would charge, it would only cost us $2,000 or $3,000 to get that hill, smooth that hill up so it will be, get us through the winter. Put some riprap down and do the patching to get us through the winter. That gives us more time to do these specs, meet with everybody.
I think if we could get the specs done and get the culverts put in this year, then next year we can pave it because they gotta settle for a year. So if we do we don't tear the road, we can't tear the road up, but we could do the culverts and we could do the riprap. This year, right, and then smooth the road up somewhat,
To get us through the winter.
and get us through the winter, and then the culverts will settle, and then boom. we can-
Because if you put say you want to put 1.5 inch crushed gravel down there, it'd say we do all of this, and then we can't get a paving crew.
Right, no, you don't wanna.
All that virgin gravel is gonna end up in the ditch in the
I
back of
think-
the pond.
I think the best thing to put over that road to get it stuck together would be really fine, even rock dust, really fine stuff.
No,
It packs-
no.
It packs
I
tight.
don't think so.
You don't think it'll pack tight enough?
Nope.
All right, whatever,
First good rainstorm we had will be,
it'll wash it out. So how small would you go?
Inch and a half.
And then pack it in there? But that would be our best bet, is to do exactly that. And we could
We could
probably,
probably even get the same stuff that Ike got on his road. That's, it looked like it was, I don't know if it had some cement dust mixed in with it or
Well, that's
what.
probably-
It was
that's-
crushed stone.
that's probably stone dust.
No, the stone dust is really fine.
Yeah.
Is what I got in the driveway of the house.
Mm. It's almost pea stone. When it washes out, you have these little teeny pieces of stone in there. Little,
Little.
yeah, it's like,
But what-
split peas.
But what Ike used was pretty good stuff it packed with.
Well, we could go over and look at it, and then we could also go down the road and look at it. And then we have somebody that, if you're interested in listening to him, he could write up a bid spec for that part of the road, doing the ditching and doing the riprap. But we have to work together on this. This is not something that we're gonna do alone. So-
But he said he'd probably $3,000 to level that hill, get that hill so it's smooth.
And riprap it, but then we have culverts to put in.
Well, he could add on another price for that.
Well, that's what we're trying to get, is a whole price. Go ahead.
Just a question. We know that the selectmen have already voted it goes out to bid. Is it a possibility to do 2 phases of the bid package?
Well, the bid package is gonna be what we just talked about.
One the first package, so do it for phase 1, phase 2.
Right,
So
phase one would be ditching, riprap, and culverts.
Correct.
And then,
And not be putting extra dirt on the road because.
well, you have to
It
smooth
needs
it
it
up.
on
Yeah,
the
you need to
hill.
spill it up. I mean, not a lot, just some of the spots. where-
Some, but
yeah.
it's silly to spend 20 grand
No.
on
It
dirt.
must cost 20 grand.
No, I think a couple of truckloads will help.
He said,
Smooth that up.
he said between $2,000 and $3,000 for the hill, to get the hill smoothed up.
So will we when we put the bid out, the bid spec will request that amount of gravel?
$2,000 worth of gravel.
No, just because if we're doing a bid spec for the culverts, the
Right,
riprap, the ditches, and also the gravel, it should be included in the
Right.
bid spec.
right. Go ahead.
She's first.
Oh, you're first.
It's up to this committee to decide whether it goes out to bid or not this one.
Okay.
It's up to this committee to decide whether it goes out to bid or not.
No, it's the bid committee to put bid specs together, the selectmen has advised it's going out to bid.
Go ahead.
You are here as a request from the selectmen to do bids because it's already been determined and voted on that it was going out to bid. And that's why we're here tonight.
The ordinance says the bid committee shall have authority limited to whether the proposed expense shall be advertised for competitive bid. And number 2, if it is to be advertised, then the bid committee shall determine the specifications, including the scope of the project.
Where are you reading from?
The administrative ordinance part 2, bid committee.
Even if we put it out for bid, if we get a high bid, we don't have to accept it. So I believe we should
All the
try.
culverts don't need to be done right now either.
Anything going across the road needs to be done.
Yeah, it could be next spring.
No. You want to tar it next year? The rule of thumb
The
is,
culverts need to be replaced.
right, but the
But I'm
ones going,
saying that could be,
the ones that are going across the road, I would really like to have them done this year, because I want them to settle over the winter.
the culverts could be put in the bid on the whole main job.
The ones down lower, there's not really a lot of them going across the road, but there's some driveway culverts that, and they're in farther,
Yeah,
not in the
driveway
road, so it's not gonna mess up the road.
Right.
But anything going across the road, we gotta do it this year. Because you know yourself that if we don't do it this year, then when we pave it, then it's gonna be a problem.
That's the good.
You got it.
This gravel you're talking about putting in to smooth it up, where are you talking about putting that?
On the hill,
I know, but on that broken up pavement or on?
yes, on the broken up pavement on the right-hand side, going up the hill.
Don't do it. You got pavement underneath and anything, it's gonna hold water, and whatever you put on top's gonna go. every time it
I don't
rains.
think that side's got any pavement.
No, she's talking about the side that doesn't have the pavement.
Oh.
The side that don't have pavement.
Okay, it's on gravel, it'll stay.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes. Not the,
Thank you.
not the half that's got the gravel, I mean, the
Tar.
tar, but
Let's try this bid thing. I mean, we don't got nothing to lose. If it's too high, we just say no, we'll go back to Ben. I don't know. I mean, if we don't try it, we won't know. And we'll talk together, we'll all get together, we'll go down the road, you know? We're gonna do that Wednesday.
yeah, go down the road.
Yeah, we're gonna walk down the road and look at the culverts and, you know, I've seen things down there and I wasn't really, I was surprised what I seen with the water coming down those brooks. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, that big one.
There's one down where it hits, all these brooks flow into this main brook that goes into the pond. But it backs up there at one time and there was an eddy there that was going around and around and about 4 feet off the bottom of the bed, there was sand up in the woods. So that tells me there was a heck of an eddy, you know, going around there. And all the rocks, if you see all the rocks are, you know, pretty big. Those didn't get washed out, but all the fines got washed out. But there's a lot of brooks involved in that hill.
Wanting it put out the bid. I don't think you're going to get anybody cheaper than what Ben is going to charge us.
So I don't even know what he's gonna charge us. He just says,
Buckfield, I told you this afternoon, Buckfield lost their road crew, they all quit. They put out a bid to replace 2 4-foot culverts.
right,
The cheapest bid they got for them 2 culverts, this is one culvert, $23,000 for one
but
culvert.
we don't know nothing but $2,000 to fix the road. We don't know, go ahead, shoot.
Was that materials too, the culverts, some
Buckfield already had the culverts.
But like I'm saying, all we got from him is $2,000 for the road. We don't know what he's gonna charge to do the riprap, tear the culverts out. We don't have no idea.
See, we can find out.
I mean, they've been trying to find out for a month,
Spend time for months.
for a
And
month.
I know,
And you
you
too.
don't want, I know, and I can see his point on why you don't wanna do that, making out this itemized paper, I can see his point on that, but
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, you've been doing it. I mean, I bet you could figure it out. I bet you can figure it out. I bet you can figure out how much time it's gonna take you on the excavator to put that culvert in and how much gravel. Go ahead, shoot.
So it is now August 26th. We have since the 1st of July been trying to work with the road commissioner to get a detailed estimate. He has refused from that period of time till now. He has still refused to give any estimate to do anything on this road. So therefore, the select board has agreed, because it is a priority, to put this out to bid. Little Bear Pond is at risk, and this needs to be a priority. We can't keep debating with somebody that doesn't want to give us estimates. If he gave an estimate in the very beginning, or today, this would be something we could evaluate, but we're gonna discuss the same thing. And this has got to be a priority.
Excuse me, but Wesley's been up there. Diane's been up there. You've been
I've
up
been
there.
up there, I know what that road is.
No, I mean, up at Ben's trying to talk.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes,
Working with him. I
yes.
mean, many hours have been put into trying to,
His final estimate was $50,000.
that's for the whole road.
That's for the whole road, to get it ready to pave.
That was a number, but not an estimate.
Okay, all right, that's a number, that's a cheap number for what I think, and what's gonna happen now, we put this out to bid, all right?
Right.
We put this out to bid. You're gonna get probably 3 or 4 bids. And say the cheapest one might be 100,000, then go up from there, 150, 200,000, then what? We're gonna waste more time on going back to square one.
All I know is the people on the pond want it done and done right, and they don't mind waiting. They already told us that, you know, if they have to wait, they're gonna wait. So by putting it out to bid, at least let us have a chance to try the bid process. We never did this before.
We need to get ditches and riprap before the runoff in the spring.
Right.
We know how much dirt is coming everywhere from those culverts heading toward Little Bear Pond. We know this.
Okay, we'll put out the bid, but I wrote the MMA about, you mentioned, Luke, a couple meetings ago, that it's conflict of interest for BIM to bid on anything. It's not.
It is, I have it right here.
I got it right on my phone that it's not.
If he sits on the bid committee
He can-
as a road commissioner, his company
He,
cannot bid.
his company can bid on the job as long as he's not on the bid committee.
Correct.
He cannot supervise the job. And the select board have to be there to supervise the job. But other than that, and what else to say?
Yeah, if he doesn't sit on the bid committee, 100% he can,
Right.
McNeil Farms can put a bid in.
Right,
But he can't sit on the bid committee and do.
right, no, and he can't act as a road commissioner. He cannot sit on the bid committee, he cannot do nothing with the specs. And he can't supervise the job.
Kathy?
The administrative ordinance says that the bids committee is, comprised of the road commissioner. He can't just say, I'm not sitting on the committee. It's in the ordinance that he is a third of the committee.
But he's not here.
It doesn't matter.
You
He's-
abstain.
That's right.
In the same.
So,
Okay, so we're all in agreement. Go ahead, you're up.
So how come he can't supervise his work? He has for,
no, he
He's not technically
being
supposed to
as a road
supervise.
commissioner.
but he has for the past.
I know, this is bidding on the job.
Now, as a road commissioner, if we put it out to bid, his job is to review and watch the people doing it. That is his job.
If someone else gets it.
Correct.
The ordinance says that the bids committee is not under any obligation to advertise it. However, in section 2-23 about competitive bidding in the administrative ordinance 2, all major purchases, contracts, or agreements shall be subject to a competitive quote, bid, or proposal process with final selection subject to the approval of the select board. The specific nature of said competitive process shall be determined by the select board dependent on circumstances, including whether competitive bidding is necessary in each individual circumstance. The select board shall not be bound to accept the lowest quote, bid, or proposal, and shall have the right to accept or reject any and/or all bids.
Right.
Right.
So throw it out there.
Right,
That's
that's what my opinion is, and we're good, she already agreed to it.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, she agreed to it.
I'm
so
just
we're
saying
good.
if Ben could bid on it.
Yeah, he could bid on it.
I don't believe he can, but
Yes, he can.
we
Well, he's
will
not
move
sitting on
forward.
it. Well, I want him to bid on it.
Well,
Yeah, because I know he's gonna be lowest.
Well, I want him to bid on it. And then we'll have an idea of what he's gonna spend. I mean, he's gonna bid on it and get the job because it's gonna be lower, or he's not gonna bid on the job. So that would be really happy if he bid on the job and he was the lowest. Then you could, I'll slap you in the back and say you were right. But not hard.
I know him, right?
I know, well, it's okay. If it works, it works. We're trying to save the town money, right? Is that the object here? Get the job done right and save the town money. So where are we going from here?
Take it out to bid.
All right, so we're done?
No, you gotta put specs on.
we gotta talk about,
You can't do that tonight.
We don't have the specs. We're gonna go down that road with the whole team. And then we're gonna bring somebody behind us that knows how to do bid specs. We're gonna mark stuff because we just can't go down the road and say, hey, you're gonna do this, this, and this. We have to lay it out straight. You know, somebody comes in, they're gonna wanna know exactly what they wanna do, because you don't wanna add other stuff after they do it, say, I forgot this, or I forgot that. So it's gonna take Kathy, it's gonna take these guys here that are gonna be on, it's gonna be Steve Ellsman, it's gonna be you, you know, anybody else wants to come along and bring me a sandwich or something to drink, that's fine. But it's gonna take a team effort to do this. We're gonna mark stuff, you know, because if I was gonna do it, I would wanna know exactly what you want, because then later on, you're not gonna say, you didn't do this, or you didn't
You
do
know,
that.
outline that right now, that's what I'm saying, I thought that's what we were here for tonight. We can at least outline what we
We
want.
can't, we're not gonna
exactly.
outline
When
it,
you talk about culverts,
we're not outlining anything tonight. I do have a number on culverts, he has a number on gravel, but down the road, that's where we're gonna do the paving. We measured the whole road. We know how much ditching the whole road takes. When we ditch, we might, well, ditch the whole road. Just don't ditch the hill, you know what I'm saying? Ditching's the whole thing, we'll ditch the whole road. Because there's a lot of brush down on that left side of that road. So that bid would go for the ditching of the whole road. Go ahead, shoot.
Can we at least clarify both sections? You know, we've talked about the lower section of the road committee that is completely different than the hill section from the Big Brook and 4-foot culvert to 7-foot going up. That's a whole different animal.
No, it's all gonna be, if you're gonna ditch the whole road and put riprap in on the ditches
Okay,
and put culverts in,
right,
that's where you're gonna stop. It's not like you're gonna tear up that whole road this year, and so,
Leave the hill.
Leave the hill the way
Smooth
it
it up
is.
a little bit.
right.
So you
We're
want-
not gonna dig up the tar going past that culvert, which is, there's tar there, past the big culvert. We're not touching it this year. The only places like where the 4-foot culvert is, that gotta be put in this year. That's a big culvert. That's a lot of gravel. That's a lot of stuff that could go up and down sideways.
that's the one Wesley was talking about, turning on, he was going to replace the 4-footer.
Oh, it has to be,
Whether or not
well, for
rusted
sure.
out.
It's rotting out pretty hard.
You did inspect it?
Yeah, and the big culvert was actually put in wrong. The big culvert was put in, instead, the water's coming this way and the culvert's here, so the water goes underneath the culvert. You know, it was suggesting us to go in there, we'll send you in there with some cement. And put it up against that, you know, so it doesn't, so there's things that we gotta do. And then there's another culvert up on the hill that just needs a sawzall to cut it off. It's too close to the bank. So, I mean, I could do it, I have a sawzall, it doesn't cost the town any money, if the town, I can't do it. What if I did it in the middle of the night? All right, but that culvert is too close to the bank, so the suggestion was cut part of that culvert off. Electric sawzall, no problem, fix the problem quick, but I mean, it wouldn't take long for somebody to cut it. That has to be part of the bid, I guess,
You guys go up and look, I
Yes.
gotta walk it.
yeah, we'll walk it Wednesday morning.
So we aren't gonna discuss anymore, so Wednesday morning, 9 AM, we're gonna walk this
Right.
and then do our bid specs during the walk.
Yeah, we'll put it together then. And that's where we'll really need you to take notes, please. And Wesley's has a lot of input on it, and Kathy's gonna have input, and I'll just be standing back absorbing everything.
All right, so did someone make a motion to put it out to bid?
Yes,
Who did?
Kathy,
You did? Did anybody second it
I did.
and vote?
Yes, we did.
Get tired of arguing.
Now,
Yes, sir.
did you say you were gonna get somebody that knows how to write a bid to check it with us?
Yes.
Yes,
Who's that?
Maybe somebody that does roads for a living outside of this town.
right.
You know, somebody already, who would that?
I mean, there's people out there, we just gotta find them.
Who is it, what do they do?
George Ferris, the Ferris Excavation. He does work.
The one
for-
with is he the one that grades roads?
No. Probably some of you, I don't know a lot of people anyway, I know you, that's about it. You and old Willie Bragg, that was a team.
Not me, I ain't nothing to do with Willie.
George Ferris, is not that, I don't know if you remember, but Ferris used to build bridges for the state. You see the cranes and everything set on these bridges. He is a section of that, but not the bridge builder.
Right.
He was more of the highway.
I don't know, I don't think we need many people to do it. Once somebody knows how to do the big specs, it's probably like riding a bike, he's gonna help us. And there was people in town, the select board said we could even get people from the state to help us, or from MMA, or well, I don't know what it was, but.
Well, you all have, well, not all of you,
Yeah,
but
his
have
packet,
the
right.
engineer.
Right, but I think it's a good idea to have this gentleman come and talk to us and help us with the bid spec. I don't even know what it looks like, I don't even know what the form looks like.
We can make our own form up. I mean, there is not a specific bid spec form we have to do. If you look on MMA, you look at all the different towns do bid specs different ways, and they upload them to MMA also. So you can look at it.
All right, so,
So do you want to someone make a motion for this? Is it a workshop Wednesday?
yeah, workshop Wednesday morning at 9:00.
In a second?
I said it.
We both agree?
Yeah.
So road bid committee,
I never knew, for the life of me, I didn't know I'd be sitting here. I did. So you ready to adjourn?
So, yep.
All right, I make a motion to close this meeting, and you guys were very helpful, and we had a great audience. You guys are all smiling, so I think everything's
How about
good.
that?
Thank you. Thank you.